I'm Karen Kennedy, and this is the Lyndon Institute CSR team. I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview. We began in September with most of you guys here getting training from the Up for Learning group, and from that training we started to develop as a team, and I think we got a little bit of a late start working on our survey. We didn't do our survey with our stakeholder groups until November, and so really our communication plan probably started to really progress in January or February. And our plan was to create a week of dialogue, and we wanted to address the needs that showed up in our survey with all our stakeholder groups during that week. So we began by having an online campaign. We had a campaign that had a lot of the quotes from the stickers that I think we're all familiar with from that first couple of days of training. And those were on our monitors. We created a page for our website about our CSR group with some links to our Flexible Pathways program and a few other things. And on Tuesday, we had a long advisory, and we prepared our advisors so that they ran some activities with all of our students during the Tuesday advisory, and again with a shorter advisory on Wednesday. Wednesday, we had a faculty meeting, and we did text rendering around understanding Act 77, and we did a wagon wheels activity to understand the changing mental models of education. On Thursday, we had community chat and chew, so we invited community members and trustees to come in, and we had several options for them. That wasn't incredibly well attended, but we did reach a few people that night. On Friday, we had a chat and chew with the students during lunchtime, and that just happened last week. So as we came together on Monday, we started working on our Pichakucha, and then it wasn't going really well. And I think what we realized is that we really hadn't taken time to process the week before. We had accomplished a lot in that week, and we really hadn't taken the time to process how that week went. And so when we got, I think it was about Wednesday, we realized that we should have done that before we could put our final project together. And so we stopped our final project, at least our Pichakucha project, and so we're kind of ad-libbing today our reflections about our journey together over the course of the last several months.
Good morning. I'm Jeremy White. I'm a Flexible Pathways teacher at Lyndon Institute. Yes, as a result of not having a presentation, and I think traditionally for me as an educator and probably as a student, we tend to deem success by the final product and through that lens and the parts that can be seen and touched. Our team was not able to fully complete the presentation, and however, after a little bit of reflection, I realized that ultimately the presentation was not our goal. Our goal was to complete a week of dialogue and to get the conversation started. And I believe we have the evidence and can prove that we met our goal. And consequently, I deem our year as a success. Coming away from that, and the aha moment was beginning to reflect on the process that we went through as a team, and the growth and the learning experiences that have come up through all the obstacles, some of which you'll hear about in a minute, and our ability to overcome them. Moving forward for me as an educator, I think I'm very dedicated and passionate about this work, and sometimes maybe that gets in the way of me. Helping my students recognize those small incremental successes that take place along the way to reaching their goals. And so my dedication to my students will be to help them recognize those and encourage them to remember to keep their eyes always focused on their goals and recognize the successes, and they too will be successful.
Hi, I'm Cameron Heath, and over the course of the year, I think throughout all of our work, our biggest learning was how to work with a team and how to collaborate together. And I think a big problem with that was throughout the year, we had 2 members that weren't able to complete the CSR course. And I think it kind of brought the team together because we were all forced to do work that we weren't originally planning on doing, or take on responsibilities that weren't ours. And personally, last week during the week of dialogue, Mr. White came down during my chemistry class and he was like, Kim, I need you to come set up the sticker project. And I was like, what? And I was like, we're supposed to have it done in 10 minutes. And I had to go do the whole entire thing and facilitate it myself. And I think that was my golden shining moment because it taught me, like, even if I wasn't expecting something, that we can all handle it and we were all trained enough to be able to facilitate it all and to teach everyone else about it.
So my name's Casey, and going off of what Cameron said, we all really had to step up because we did start this class with 9 people, and now we have like 6, and a lot of them had a lot of responsibilities that were supposed to be more towards them, and we had to pick up a lot of them when they left because it still needed to get done, everything still needed to get done, and that was a real big aha moment for me because if it's not going to get done, then it's not going to, and you need still to get it done, so you just needed to all work together and figure out how to get it done even if you didn't know everything to what you were doing.
Hi, my name's Liz Jobeck. My background is in mental health and addiction counseling with an expertise in trauma. In thinking about so many of my past patients that I've worked with, I have to wonder how different their lives may have been if they were given more opportunities, if they were able to do internships, if they were able to have counted as work. Maybe they would have graduated successfully and be in a different place than they're at today. This is only my 2nd year working in the school system, and I have to admit that I started this year off a little bit frustrated, and I was wondering if working in a school was really for me. Being part of this team and all of these people on this team has really helped me to realize that there are many people in education with similar beliefs as my own, and being part was refreshing and really powerful for me in feeling at home and feeling like I was able to do what I have a strength in, and that's advocating for students and being able to help initiate change.
Hello, I'm Valerie, and my take on this whole year is that the whole concept of this year is understanding. We had to understand X77, and we had to understand why, our why, and that is X77. We had to understand as a team that everybody has a life, and not everybody is going to be physically there, and we have to respect that. We had to understand learning styles and reaching out to people and making sure that they understand in their own way what their learning style is and that other people learn differently. And that corresponds with brain chemistry. My main take on this, most importantly, is that this year has been wrapped around converting education from teachers pushing their understanding onto students, to students learning by creating their own understanding. As a little girl, I had a stepfather who was an artist, and one thing he taught me was that even though he worked with ink, and you can't erase it, you can always make it into something different, better even. And I'm going to take that for the rest of my life, and even though my little successes may not be what I wanted them to be, but I can learn that they might be better for my life.
So as you can see, not only myself, but all of us have been reflecting a great deal this week on the teaming concept. And that's been especially important for me. I've been part of many, many teams over the years. And when I think back on the progress of this particular team, we worked at the beginning on structured things that helped us to come together as a team. However, along the way, life happens to all of us. And so just, sometimes there were people who couldn't be a part of our group for a portion of time, or, health things happen, and then other commitments become a priority. That's the way it goes. And I think my takeaway at the end of this year is that We need to spend time nurturing a group of people that, it isn't always easy to see one another go through those trials. Sorry. It's been a tough week. So that's the message that I'm getting this week, is that you really need to take time to do the work, but also to nurture your team to make sure that everybody's in a good place, because the work won't get done or the learning won't happen if you don't really take care of the people on your team. Thanks.